everybody, I'm Jake with Broadway Home Medical, and today we're going to be going over the all-new Ally Pro from Golden Technologies, so stay tuned. So the Ally Pro is the updated version of the original Ally from Golden Technologies. It has all the same features the Ally has with a bunch of new ones added into it. First off, we'll go over some quick specs for you. This does have a 330-pound weight capacity. It's got a 5-mile-per-hour top speed. Total weight of this chair is 75 pounds. If you remove the battery, you can cut that down to just over 69 pounds. Operating range is going to be 13 miles. We'll go ahead and put the rest of the specs up on the screen for you to get a look at. The one we have here is going to be in the teal color. It does also come in a gray color as well. So if you want to come on in, we'll go ahead and get into the operation of the chair. Being a power chair, this is joystick driven. So to power the chair on, we're going to hold our power button down here. As it boots up, it does play that kind of a little whimsical tone there. I'm not sure if the mic picked that up or not. Every time you power on, you are going to be in the lock mode. So to unlock, we're going to tap the power button again in order to unlock it. Like most power chairs, it's driven using the joystick. Just point the joystick in the direction that you want to go. This also does have some voice commands, which come in very handy. We'll kind of go over some of those here in a little bit. But if you notice when we go backwards, it does actually audibly tell you that you're reversing. You can turn that off, and we'll get into that here in a little bit as well. You've got 5 different speed settings in your standard mode. To change through the speed settings, just push the up and down buttons, or the up and down arrows here. You've got your horn. We have this button with the FN on it for function. So when you power a chair on, you're going to be in standard mode. You can switch this to beginner mode or novice mode, which is going to give you just 2 speed settings. We have an SOS button here, so if you're ever in distress, you can hold this down for a few seconds. And the chair will start alarming. Hold it down for a few seconds in order to turn that off. So, powering the chair off, just hold the power button down for a few seconds. And it powers off. In order to charge the chair, we do have our charging port underneath your joystick here. There's a charging port on the battery as well. We'll show you that here in just a little bit. One of the other new features that I really like about this chair is your seat size on this, I believe, is a standard 18-inch, but you can widen the arms. If you loosen, there's a little set screw here and another one on the back that will allow you to actually widen these arms out to get a little bit more space between the arms. So, that is brand new. You're not going to find that on the original Ally. As well as you see, it does have a removable seat cushion. So if you want to put your own cushion on here, or over years of use, if the foam starts to kind of break down, you can always get a replacement cushion. Underneath the seat, we've got a little storage pouch here. You're going to see here that this actually does have front suspension, which offers for a smooth ride. And then we have a flip-up foot plate. And some new features on the foot plate here as well is it is height adjustable. So there's a little bolt here that you can remove, and there's 3 different settings, it looks like, in order to adjust your height up and down. You can actually also adjust the depth of the footrest. So underneath here, there's going to be these 2 little knobs that we can pull out, and that allows you to slide your foot plate up and down if you want to move it further out or bring it closer back into the chair. They make that really easy to do. It's actually the first chair I think that I've ever seen that has a quick adjust for that. That's a really neat feature. The front wheels here, you probably noticed they look a little odd. These are what are known as omnidirectional wheels. And what this does is it allows for this chair to traverse much more rugged terrain. It also allows it to turn a lot sharper, and you don't have any swivel casters on here. Most chairs that have those front swivel wheels, if you have bigger feet and your feet are sitting on the foot plate, as that wheel turns, there's a tendency for that caster to sometimes bump into your foot. With these, this will turn really sharp. I'll give you a quick demonstration here too. Without anything turning and potentially bumping into your feet here. So you see how that wheel turns just like it has like front swivel casters, but there's nothing actually moving there, which I think is a really neat feature. So, all right, if we want to swing around to the back of the chair here, another update you're going to see is this actually does have a reclining seat. So there are two little pins right here that we can pull out and kind of twist them to the side to kind of hold them in place. And that allows you to actually recline your seat back, and then you can lock this in. So something that previously you've really only ever seen on like captain style seats. So that's a really nice upgrade that they put on the Alley Pro here. On the back here, we also have a backpack. This does come standard. They do market this as being waterproof. And it's got a decent amount of storage here. So you can carry things like your owner's manual, your battery charger would fit in here. Nice little option in order to carry some more items with you. All right, so we get back down to the bottom of the rear. Got a nice lighting package here. You've got your anti-tip wheels. Then we have our brake release levers. So if you need to push the chair, just pop these down, and that will release the motor and allow it to be pushed in freewheel. The voice commands that this chair has really comes in handy as well, because it will actually tell you if there's problems with the chair, what those problems might be. We'll demonstrate that by popping this out of gear. And it actually audibly tells us that the brake is released. And if we get a look at the joystick here, it's actually going to give you an error code as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll pop that back into gear, and you'll see our error code has gone away. To remove the battery, before we do that, I'm going to power our chair off. All right, so to remove the battery, just got these two little tabs right here that we're going to turn vertical, and then, we get it back where it needs to be. Pop these out, and then we can pull our battery out. Then, as we mentioned before, you can charge directly on the battery. So if you have this folded up in the cargo area of your vehicle and you don't want to bring your whole chair in, but you need to charge your battery, very easy to remove your battery, bring it in, charge it up, and then you're ready to go. This is a 12 amp hour lithium battery, so it is TSA approved, which is a nice thing. This is a very travel friendly chair. All right, so in order to fold up your chair, there's gonna be these two little levers here, one on either side. You only need to push back on one of them. So we're going to push back on this lever here. I like to kind of position my foot in front of the rear wheel. We're gonna push back and then just kind of lift up on the handle on the back, and it will kind of fold itself. So as you can see, it folds up pretty small. As we mentioned, total weight is 75 pounds. From removing the battery, gets it down to about 69.5 pounds or so. So it is a little bit heavier on the side of things when it comes to a folding power chair. But it is got a lot of features you're not going to find in other chairs. It's also a lot more rugged than most folding power chairs. So to unfold, if you want to come back here and get a shot of this real quick, there is this little metal bar right here. So to unfold, you're going to have to push this bar down and then lift up on the back. If you want to head back over there and get kind of a full view of that. So, all right, so we're going to push down on that bar, grab that handle on your back, and just kind of lift up. And then it will just kind of unfold like that. So, Let's see. So a couple other things I forgot to mention when we were doing our walkthrough. It does come standard with the safety belt, like most power chairs do. Your rear wheels are pneumatic. So the pneumatic rear wheels, in addition to having the Omni wheels in the front and the springs in the front, really make this a very smooth ride. So next, I think we'll go ahead and we'll do a little test drive through our store, see how it navigates our aisles. Then we'll take it outside and give you our final thoughts. All right, so before we get into our test drive, just like the Alley, this does have an app that is associated with it. So one of the really cool things with that app is not only can you drive the chair using the app, there's actually lots of other things that you can set up as well. So we mentioned those voice settings. You can actually turn that off in the app. You can turn off the alarm. You can change volume. It's got battery capacity. You can adjust the battery light brightness. There's a lot of other like really neat features. As far as remote controlling the chair goes, we want to make sure that the chair is locked. And then it's going to give you a little dial like this. And you can actually drive the chair using a little remote control. So, practical applications for that, if you drive this over to your recliner, you want to transfer over to it, you can then go park it in the corner, bring it back over to you when you're ready to get up. You don't have to have your chair sitting right in front of you. I'm going to do another video where we go a little more in depth in all the functions in the app, so stay tuned for that. We'll have a link down in the description for it. But for now, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. And sit down in our chair here. This chair's pretty comfortable. The cushion's nice. I like that sling mesh back. For frame of reference, I'm about 6 foot tall, roughly 200 pounds. While I was sitting in the chair, I also just realized a couple other things I forgot to go over. On your left-hand side here, there is a little USB and then a Type-C port, so you can charge your mobile devices while you're in this chair. You can move both of these from right to left. So if you are left-handed, you can move the joystick over. Underneath on the left-hand side, there's also a little flashlight here. So we just hold down for a few seconds. It's just touch activated, and you can turn that on and off. So, all right, so we'll go ahead and get this thing moving here. So for indoor use here, I'm going to put it at about a 3. And, this chair is very easy to handle. Those Omni wheels, it does turn really sharp. Getting around a lot of the obstacles on our sales floor. Not really much of an issue with this. Navigating some of these little turns around our aisles don't seem to be any issue at all. Let's see if we can pull out a 360 here in the middle of our aisle. So say I passed the item I wanted to get. So let's see if we can turn around without bumping into anything. So it is kind of tight, but it can be done. Come back over here. Swing back around. Yeah, so I don't think it could do a full 360, at least not somebody with my shoe size without bumping into those bottom shelves, but it's pretty easy to manage. All right, so next we're gonna head up over here and take this thing for a test drive outside and then give you our final thoughts. So. All right, welcome back. So we're gonna go ahead and give this thing a test drive outside, give you our thoughts on how it handles in our parking lot. Going over the cracks, we've got that kind of gnarly transition between the two sides of our lot. Hit some sidewalks, see how it does in the grass, and then give you our final thoughts. So for this, I'm gonna go ahead and bump our speed up to 5, and we'll get moving. So it gets up to top speed pretty quick. Those electric motors kick in really fast. Going over the cracks in the parking lot, you really don't feel a lot of it. We do have this pretty rough transition right here, and handling that's no problem. I'm gonna swing back and hit that thing and see how it does going at a full speed here. It's not quite at 5 miles per hour going over that, and it's really a little bumpy, but really I felt a lot worse than other chairs that don't have suspension, don't have pneumatic tires. Swing around here and see how it does on the sidewalks. really overall just a smooth ride. I mean, that seat cushion's comfortable. I really like that mesh sling back. Slow down here and check our brakes, make sure we don't get hit by a car. Like most power chairs, this does have the electronic brake. So stopping, just let go of the joystick and it comes to a stop. Move over here and see how it does to the grass. Yeah, really no issues at all going through the grass. Let's see how it goes if we do like a complete stop and start. Yeah. Yeah, no problems in the grass at all, So if you needed to take this to the ball fields, to the park, things like that, really this chair is going to get you, I think, just about anywhere that you want to go. Over here and come back down. Those Omni wheels do allow it to turn really sharp. Over here, transition back into the grass, and really no problems whatsoever. This is a pretty rugged chair for being a lighter weight folding power chair. Yeah, so far, I mean, really impressed with this thing. So go ahead here and test and see just how tight of a 360 we can do in this thing. So, yeah, really, I mean, the turning radius on this thing is really sharp. I mean, it's really comparable to having like a center wheel drive chair without having the big footprint or extra weight of center wheel drive. So, yeah, so I mean, if you're in the market and you're looking for something that's lighter weight, folds up easy, but still pretty rugged, this is definitely something to take a look at. As we mentioned before, the Omni wheels, allow it to turn a lot sharper without having such a big footprint. Those front shocks, the pneumatic rear tires. This is a really rough and rugged chair. So, as always, we appreciate you watching. We hope you learned something. If you did, please like and subscribe for more content. And we'll catch you next time.